And we are live. Welcome to the stream and welcome to the Initiative Order. I'm Jay and this is Nightfall, an anime adventure using the retrofuturistic urban fantasy role-playing game setting powered by the 5th edition D20 system, inspired by anime, manga, JRPGs, where a world of magic meets technology. Welcome to Deep Breath. Before we dive into player and character introductions, I just want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors and let you know what they have set up for you. We've got Session Zero clothing with D&D inspired streetwear. You can use order at checkout for 15% off. And then we have Norse Foundry, artisanal dice makers. You can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. After that, we have Roaming Player Gear, tabletop gaming supplies by our own GotDM. You can use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower and Dice Tray combo set. Then we have Umbral Oculus Dice, artisanal dice designed by Val Rook to peer beyond the veil. You can use the code Initiative for 10% off a full set. And Mithril Armory, tabletop gaming supplies and gear. Use the code Initiative for 10% off. A special thanks to Arcane Anthems for providing music, 100% royalty-free music for the gaming music ambience you hear during gameplay and ambience right now. And we are also ambassadors of Jasper's Game Day, a charity trying to raise awareness and prevention of teenage suicide. Please check the links in our About section for more information on all of that. Now, let's get to know our players and who they're playing. Setting up, or going first, Carly.
Hello, I'm Carly. I use any pronouns. You can find me at Curlybug on everything. And I am playing Adrian Calacatta, the Malaydite animist. And a little fun fact about him for tonight is that his first tattoo he actually gave himself. It is a stick and poke of a turtle on his ankle. He hates it.
I love it. Stick and poke is a painful tattoo experience so much. And we're going to roll over to Beau.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beau. I use they, them pronouns. And you can find me all over the internet at Dorky Teacher, except for on Twitch, where it's just Dorky Teacher. I will be playing Lockfrey Tenement, who also uses they, them pronouns. They are a Parvu Weaver philosopher. And my fun fact for this week is that they're underneath their mustache, they actually have braces.
We've got tucked away braces. Hold on, let me update my notes.
They're embarrassed about them.
Gotta have a magnet for this session. Okay.
Oh no.
Next we have Isla.
Mute. Hi there. I'm Isla. She, her. My social medias are Phoenixover and Isla Kane Official. Not that I use much social media because I'm spiritually 87. Other than... No, sorry. Bear with me. It's really early in the morning. I play Athena Black. There we go. I play Athena Black. My Maldian shinobi. And one character fact I have, in addition to the other one that I struggled to think of, is they are actually deathly allergic to peanuts.
Deathly allergic to peanuts. So what I'm hearing is updating notes, change monsters to peanut creatures of the swamp. Excellent. All right. Next we have Krimsin. I think you might be muted.
Hey everybody, I'm Crimson Galaxy. You can find me on Twitch and Insta at Crimson Galaxy RPG. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. And that's separated all out with underscores. And yeah, you can find me Wednesday playing CBR plus PNK over on the Lost Caravan, and I'm going to be playing Sugar Diamond tonight. One fun fact, let's say I gave out the best one last week. I'm just going to give it again. They used to be a dog, but they were such a good girl, they got upgraded to humanoid status.
Let me upgrade you. That song just started going through my head for a moment there. Then we have Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. I'm playing of she, her pronouns. I'm playing Haze, Hayley, a human Zodian, also she, her pronouns. She's a celebrity. She's very excited to see all her little hay babies. If you weren't here last week, you have to rewatch. You gotta watch it. You can find me on social media at Plain Ethereal, Plain Ethereal. I'm everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, on Twitch. I play... Oh my gosh, blank. I'm on, you can find me on Practical Heroes Network, on the Immortals podcast, and on the Radio D&D podcast as well. I play a Hexblood on Immortals and a Bard on, those are two different things. I play a Hexblood Warlock and a Changeling Bard on those. So yeah, this went very well. And I'm happy to be here. Oh, my fun fact for Haze. Hayley does not drink coffee. She pretends to drink coffee. She buys iced coffees so the paparazzi can take pictures of her with it, and then she tosses it. It is a scandal. Like, It is deeply, deeply upsetting.
So we're definitely going to put poison
Unsubscribe.
inside of coffee just to make a point, just so we know. And that leaves us over to Cori.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cori. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, lovedays, LOVDAYS_. And you can also find me here every other Wednesday with Carly in Nicest Contention. Tonight, I will be playing James or Jim Calacatta. He is a Vanguard Juggernaut, Maliodite as well. And my fun fact for our lovely he, they, that is James is a hay baby.
The
He
shock.
I know.
Oh,
He really is.
it is delightful because, I mean, at the end of the day, most of the people are hay babies. That's the reason that Haze Hayley is unnecessarily successful, because we're all buying the merch, and that's just how it has to work. And you are all here for the adventure of Deep Breath. Over the last month, people have noticed the moon has held a dark spot on it that's been expanding. It's caused a small surge of complications throughout the land, as well as interference with various technological equipment. A small request for help has been sent out for those to head to the low-orbit space station Mykusha that hovers 80 miles above the land surface, but it's been publicized as an orbital experience, sending tourists to save face on a corporate level. The social media influencer Haze Hayley, leader of the Hay Babies, is joined by our personal guard Athena Black. Lockfrey and Sugar Diamond are agents of investigation and curious, looking for more information. Meanwhile, Adrian and James are two lucky individuals who get a free trip to space. On their trip on space, through this airplane, they met a very energetic yet nervous security guard named Terrence, who's just trying to do his job and make the best at it. As it flies through, it leaves the atmosphere, entering the space station Gamma, this large sphere of a collection of them in which people actually are living in these space stations. Throughout that, they land, they get settled in their sleeping quarters, and they get to the collective area where there's a large tree in the atrium and plenty of places to enjoy entertainment, like a small carnival. There, we have Haze is getting pictures for her Aether stories on the web and pretending to use a skee ball, having no idea what a skee ball machine actually is, as Athena stands guard. Lockfrey asks maybe one too many questions to way too many people. Sugar goes looking for a fight. Adrian tries to have fun at a bar, and James gets a little too comfortable, influenced by something in the space station. However, they all notice the glitching. People seeming to lag, glitch, and other things that cause distortion in what they're observing before the power turns off. Though the space station maintains power, everyone's escorted back to their living quarters. There they kind of find time to relax, but also urge for their desire to look around the space station, as the guard Terrence emphasizes that if they leave their sleeping quarters, he'll probably get fired and he won't be able to get enough money to, well, pay for the engagement ring for his fiancée. While they're there, in their sleeping quarters, they encounter something strange. These digital aberrations, manifestations of the internet itself. 4 colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, all standing with a strange, radiant white creature that seems to clone themselves of another individual a civilian of the ship. There it speaks to them, telling them they're waiting for the Sovereign to fall, a creature embedded in the moon and expected to fall with thousands upon thousands of creatures of absolute evil. And suddenly, the party finds himself waking up in their rooms, unsure of what just happened or what comes next. So inhale anticipation, take a deep breath, exhale excitement, and prepare for Nightfall. And we are back. Welcome everyone. As we see what happens, you all are waking up in your respective rooms. As you notice the lighting of the rooms, instead of that dim white light that is mimicking the night, it is more of this yellow tone reminiscent of the sun breaking over the horizon, with the slight red and orangish hues giving you that essence of, well, the morning. Each of you are in your own rooms, starting with James. How does your morning begin? After everything that happened, you wake up seemingly fine.
Yeah. He'll kind of like go ahead, stand up, kind of like shake all of his limbs out, just be like, okay, I'm real, I'm here, definitely doing like that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sort of grounding technique, before like pulling open his door and walking over to Adrian, because at the end of the day, they just need to make sure that Adrian's okay.
All right, you go across. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Hey.
Oh, okay. I don't see shit. That's a 5.
5. Yeah, no, you're very focused on making sure that Adrian's okay. And as you make your way across the hall to Adrian's room, Adrian, you have just woken up as well. What is your immediate processing?
Kind of looking around, I feel like he kind of forgot where he was. You know how when you sleep in a hotel for the first time and you wake up and you panic because you don't know where you are? He's definitely like recovering from that. He's like, okay, like wiping some drool off his mouth. Just kind of thinking about what happened. I'm like, huh. And then just kind of is like, I'll unpack this later, and goes to the door.
All right, and as you go to the door, you open it just as you see Jim standing right there in front of the door.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. What the hell was that last night? That was weirder than usual, right?
Oh, I didn't dream it. Okay, I was hoping I dreamed it.
I was hoping we were on like a bad trip or something, but I kind of don't think so.
I honestly don't know, and I'm trying not to think about it too hard.
You're good though? Everything okay?
I'm okay. Promise.
And as you're kind of checking on one another, Athena, you are awake in your room.
Athena didn't get a huge amount of good sleep. There was a lot of thinking going on last night. I wanted to actually ask a question in regards to that.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to what you know of Athena, is there anything within the systems that I would have been able to access beforehand that could have acted as a way of communicating with anything outside the station?
Outside the station, no. From this side, you would have known that because of the residential areas, local communication doesn't let you reach outside of that. You'd have to go to any of the more official area zones that's not residential to actually reach out.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Okay. Athena would probably get up and do some calisthenics in their room, most likely. In fact, absolutely, not even most likely, would absolutely do that, almost regimented, for checking kind of a bunch of different things on their kind of sort of like, I didn't actually give it a proper name. I guess it's the AID in a sense, but like her version of it on her wrist once she's all kind of kitted out. Literally kits the whole lot in and then heads out.
All right, as you make your way out of your room, Haze, you are waking up for the day after a very interesting previous night. What is your morning starting like?
Yeah, Haze gets up and flips on Space Instagram, Spinstagram, if you will. And she picks out the best filter that makes her look like she has makeup on, and does a live stream, and it's just like, hey babies, it's just been a really weird time up here. I miss all of you, and I'm hoping that things will like get resolved up here. We had this really weird experience with these like ghost things, and they were all like different colors. It was so weird. But I'm hoping that today will get better. Everything seems to be, like looking up. So if you guys have any like good advice on weird space things, like just type it into the chat and like let me know, or you could always DM me, she says, knowing that her manager is going to be looking through those DMs because she does not have time for that.
So the question is this a live stream, or is it like you're just posting to your story?
Oh, it should just be posting to the story. Yeah, because the live stream's got to be a little bit longer than just like 3 minutes.
As you post it, go ahead and give me either a perception or even an insight check.
Cool. Okay, so my passive is 19. Let's see if I can get higher than that. 16 plus 9. 23?
16 plus 9? Okay.
No!
25. Well done.
25!
As you kind of post to your story, you notice that your last few videos that you've kind of been posting all over, or the last few posts you've made, have got minimal views. Normally you're breaking tens of thousands upon posting. However, you didn't even break 100 in the last few views.
No. Oh no. Something is happening. This is not good. I try to text like my manager or whatever, and maybe like my mom or something, and I'm like, hey, like group chat, hey, something is going on. Not a lot of people are viewing my stuff. I'm just having like I don't know what's happening. Help.
And then you get a message response in all caps. We are watching. We are observing. We are seeing. And that's it.
I respond, no thanks. That's it. Send.
And you don't get that read. It doesn't seem like anything's read it. Just it's been sent though.
That is so rude to leave me on red. I just really do not appreciate that. She says that to the phone. Respond to her.
No response.
Of course not.
You're dealing with your social media presence. Lockfrey, you are waking up for the morning.
Oh, I think Lockfrey would probably run out the door and try to go check out that room that was closed off.
All right. So you immediately run out, and just as you're like making your way out, you see Jim heading to Adrian's room as the door opens, and you hear them having a small discussion behind. But you make your way across towards the other room. What do you do when you're over there? Right now it's closed and seemingly locked. It has the little symbol that's red, letting you know that it's locked and secured.
I would knock. Just 3 quick knocks.
What? You hear from the other side of the door.
Excuse me, Lockfrey Tenement here. Is everything well in there?
It was. I was sleeping. God, the echo in here.
So you're saying you weren't transformed into some strange being of light?
It's quiet. Then the door opens, and before you see a Dacron, only like maybe 3 feet tall, hairy form, wearing a bathrobe, underwear, and that's about it. Holding a coffee cup that said "Second best dad."
Oh.
What? And he's just staring at you like.
Skin seems to be intact. Not any brighter than usual.
You calling me stupid?
No, I'm speaking of luminescence. Could I see your hands, please?
No.
All right. Would you mind getting closer? I'd like to examine your face.
I'm married.
Oh, I don't mean for anything intimate. I merely wish to look into your eyes.
Happily married.
I think you misunderstand me.
No.
Terribly sorry.
No, I understand. Sorry, And he takes a few steps back and lets the door get ready to start closing.
I'm gonna peek into his room as he closes it.
The room looks a little disheveled, but nothing. It doesn't look as bad as it looked the night before. I will give you that. Before it looked like a fight had gone on, but it just looks like somebody woke up hastily and the blankets on the floor from being tossed, and that's about it.
Have a good morning. And then I'd like to go back and look up, I guess, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black monsters on the Aethernet.
All right, as you go to do that, Sugar, you are waking up for the morning. How does this begin?
I think Sugar's really freaked out because this was the first time she wasn't aware since she was remade into the new body. According to the Delam character sheet, they don't sleep and they remain aware while they're inert.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really freaked out, and they're gonna immediately go try to talk to Lockfrey.
All right, as you kind of make your way out, you see Jim and Adrian having a conversation, and Lockfrey kind of stepping away from the room that you had dealt with the night before, searching on the web. And as you approach Lockfrey, go ahead and roll me a intelligence technology as you peruse the web. I think you're muted.
Sure am. That would be a 20.
20. As you start to go through the files, it's very limited. There doesn't seem to be anything about creatures. There does seem to be a online video game that was made in which the creatures there were four distinct creatures of distinct colors that were used as secret bosses to this video game. These 4-color creatures were very unique because each one was progressively more challenging to overcome because it would learn how the character would play and overcome that, like a very powerful AI engine of a video game.
As I'm reading it with my main hands, my secondary hands are just furiously writing in a small flip notebook.
And Sugar, you arrive up to Lockfrey as you see Lockfrey doing deep searches while writing in the notebook.
Can I talk to you?
Oh, Sugar. Are you well?
Let's go back in your room.
All right. Gonna put my hand out to kind of take Sugar's hand.
Takes the hand and goes back in. Waits for the door to shut and then says, "I'm really scared, but I don't want anyone to know. That was really scary. I don't know what to do. What can we do?"
Well, would it help if I told you that I'm afraid too?
Mm-hmm.
We came here to do a job, and I intend to see it through, but if you don't want to follow through, I won't force you along.
I have to. If I knew about this and I did nothing, that would make me bad.
You could never be bad, Sugar.
Anyone can be bad. It's all about the decisions we make.
Well, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, but you are not responsible for this. Just because you are afraid and you want to stay safe, that doesn't make you a bad person.
I should rephrase. I'm less afraid for me, and I'm more afraid for everyone down there.
Oh. Well, then I suppose we'll just have to stop it, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
Come, let me show you what I found. And I'll turn and I'll show the video game. And I'll be like, I haven't really found very much, but the room that we were in yesterday, or was it yesterday? I'll check the date.
Based on the date, it does appear to be the next day.
The room that we were in yesterday is fine. There doesn't seem to be any semblance of damage, or the man who was in there is alive. And I found this, and I show the video game characters.
Does it look anything like the images that we saw last night?
The characters from the game and what you saw last night, they don't seem identical at all, outside of the color shading being... The color is the only thing that seems to be the same.
That's interesting.
It's tenuous, but... Well... They seemed artificial. If these beings were maybe pulled from the digital realm,
Yeah.
maybe they pulled from this video game. Maybe there's a clue.
Is it possible that people made such an advanced AI that it found a way to escape the game?
Could be. Or timeline of this game. Is this pre-Aether or pre-conduits, or is it
The video game is... it's post.
post-conduits? Okay.
Yep.
Perhaps somehow the game became infused with Aether and the AI came to life? I'm not sure. But it is a theory.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Either way, I think we need to reunite with the rest of our friends.
I agree, but
perhaps do
don't let
some-
anyone know I'm afraid, okay?
Of course not. Between you and me. I hop down and walk.
Walk back out.
And as you're all kind of... Most of you are in the main common area outside of the rooms. One of the doors, main doors open, and in comes 3 guards. One seeming like a supervisor and 2 more guards with them. One of the guards you recognize as Terrence. As the supervisor. Okay. You. Is anyone else left in the rooms? As they look over to James and Adrian, who are currently the only 2 definitively outside the room space right now.
No, not that I know. I don't know. Why do you think we keep up with that?
We're clearly having a conversation here. Like,
And you see one of the other guard makes his way down the other way and starts banging on the door, seemingly aggressively.
kind of
What
a
if-
rude awakening, you know?
Yeah, like what if they're trying to sleep? What's the point of this? Why are we making sure everyone's awake?
And then Terrence kind of comes over. Okay, it's gonna be a... Adrian, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Well, that's a... Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm an animist. I might be okay with this. Hold on. 16.
16.
So I
As
forgot which twin I was for a second.
as Terrence kind of comes closer for a moment, everything gets kind of blurry for a moment, and then gets dark. And then suddenly you see what seems to be like a laboratory, specifically one that has a command center, and you see a massive bay window, almost like the cockpit of a ship, looking out towards the moon. And you can only hear mumbling, but none of it seems to be coherent, as you see yourself, your hands reaching out to one of the scientists, though this hand doesn't quite look like yours. You see them look back at you, kind of confused and nervous. Both of your hands put onto the shoulder, almost shaking them. You can feel the fear, the anxiety, the nerves about it. But the voice of the person across from you is calming, telling you it's gonna be okay. We're gonna do better. This will make things better. And then next thing you know, you find yourself in a forest. You reach your hand down and you feel a tree branch impaled through your abdomen as you're stuck on the tree. You can't figure out why. You keep calling out to them, hoping that they're okay. And you kind of come back to your senses as, Jim, you see Adrian kind of lean against the wall, still able to maintain composure, but you could definitely see a disorientation, if you will, but able to stay conscious and coherent.
I would immediately basically push like Terrence away from Adrian, like put myself in between the two of them.
Sorry, are you okay? As Terrence speaks out to Adrian.
I'm fine. I don't know. I think I just had a rough flight up here yesterday. I'm still kind of recovering. I'm fine. And I'll kind of look at Adrian and I'll use the little, or look at Jim. I'm Adrian. God. I'm going to use our little sending stone thing that we have in our ear and say, we'll talk later.
I will glare at Terrence until he leaves, basically.
Terrence still standing there, kind of like is unsure of what's going on as a supervisor. All right, everyone, get your immediate belongings. We're going to have to move sectors.
Want to enlighten us?
The power is partially restored, but we need a full restore, and we want to make sure there's no one inside the area when we do so. That can cause major units to fail. We want to make sure everyone's evacuated the area while we reset it. It's for your safety. And you could see that tone of voice is just like he doesn't want to do this, but also a bit of a rude about it.
After my door was knocked on, I very sharply opened the door. I was getting ready to come out anyway. Would my knowledge of any sort of tech kind of determine if they're going to run a power cycle through the area to restore it? Is it likely to cause danger to the surroundings, given that subsystems of electronics and stuff like should have redundancies in them to prevent such a thing?
With your background, it doesn't seem likely that would be the case, that doing a recycling the power would cause any of those issues.
Okay, can I which guard said that?
That was the supervisor of the three.
Okay, I'm gonna look square at him and very blankly just be like, if that's how your systems have been designed and your entire ship needs to come down and consider being rebuilt.
And he kind of like looks, turns a side eye. I don't work in tech. I don't care about it. I'm told to get you all out of here for your safety. If you have a problem with the way that this place is built, you can take it up with management.
Who is responsible for the tech here?
That would be the research team. It's nothing to do with me. We'll be going by them anyway. You can talk to them all you want.
Very well. And she's going to go and make sure that Haze is engaging with life.
All right, you go over to Haze's door. Haze, you hear the... Athena, are you knocking or just forcing the door open?
No, I'm going to knock.
Haze opens the door. She's like in her robe, it's like satin pink, and she's just like, I'm having a really rough day already. Okay, I got this, like, I did a story on my thing, and like I'm getting no views on it, and none of my stuff has gotten any engagement. And then I got this weird message, and she'll pull up like the texts that she got. It's like, I tried to text my mom and my manager, and then like in all caps it was like, oh, we're watching, and I don't like that at all. Help.
Let me see that. Give it here.
Yeah, I give it over to Athena. He's just hands it over, and she's like,
so excuse me. As soon as Haze starts sniveling, Athena essentially turns to the side with the device, almost as if like the device is more important right now, and starts kind of just going through things on the phone. It like very just seems like very quickly going through things, and Athena's going to start rooting through it, but she's not going to go through things like messaging apps and stuff like that. She wants to see if there is like, what would the equivalent of like an IP, that sort of thing, like whatever the phone is jacking to send signals, and wherever it's possibly receiving signals.
Go ahead and give me an technology check.
Technology. Okay. Oof. 10.
10. You can't really get much out of it as you're kind of digging through. You do get a general ping. Normally you get pings that are typically off of some point on diaphragm, the entire landmass. This one's missing a very distinct coordinate that lets you get that. They're almost like pinging like longitude, latitude style. And then there's usually a third pinpoint that gives you like where it is, almost where it is roughly an elevation. You don't have a number for that. It only has cross sections, so there's no elevation level.
Okay. I hand the phone back.
wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it. I need you to act as if nothing has gone wrong.
This will be great. You know what? I can do that. I've been taking acting classes on the side. I can do it. That's totally fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I'm not convinced.
And I'm just like, I understand that it's not everybody's job to like engage people very often, but like, I feel like my viewers are like depending on me and I'm letting them down. So, I mean, maybe I just need like a few minutes to like suck it back in, take a shower or something. I heard like a bunch of knocking. I don't know what's happening.
You don't have time for a shower.
As you see the security kind of like, can we move this along?
Oh my gosh. Haze, like, she's blocked by Athena and she just like bends to like look around her and is like, I'm sorry. Is something happening that's more important than this?
Yes. We get your things. Let's go.
Okay. Fine. I will go, but I will be telling my manager about this. And I'm sorry, can I get your name?
My name.
And your badge number.
Yeah, and your badge number. Thank you. Thank you, Athena. Thank you.
Officer Varix. 070103.
070103. Okay. I have that committed to my memory. Officer Varix. Okay.
Yeah, Miss Hayley, might I just remind you that it's against certain laws to be tweeting that, so
I'm not gonna tweet it. She says, putting the phone back in her pocket, locking the screen.
And then the guards give you time to gather whatever equipment, gear, and items that you wish to bring with you, and starts to escort you out of the common area. make their way through a few pathways, checkpoint doors. The only thing you notice is other guards kind of walking around more than you saw on your arrival the day prior. As you're moving through, I do need to know the marching order of everyone. So in terms of the supervisor's going to be in the very front. The question is, who is following behind the supervisor? You can usually fit about 2 people comfortably in a lane side by side.
I think Haze wants to be right behind him. She's trained on him. She's like, this. I cannot believe that after all of this, I have been asked to. I just got everything laid out. Like, you don't even know what my skincare routine looks like. It is extensive. Everything laid out. She's just complaining the whole way.
Okay. I'm assuming, Athena, you'll be with Haze in the front?
Yes. Yeah.
Behind Haze and Athena. Or who's following in the rear?
I feel like the twins are probably bringing up the rear, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Alright. And James in the back, so that gives Lockfrey and Sugar in the middle, with the Terrence and the other guard in the very most back right now. And as you're kind of moving through, for the twins, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Man, definitely shouldn't have put us in the back.
That is a 14.
I got a 9.
No.
My passive is 13 though, if
Adrian.
that matters.
It was a DC 14 at least, so Jim, as you're kind of walking, you hear like the soft mumbling as Terrence is like, I'm not quite sure. They actually made a very good point. Why are we moving them if the power can just work on its own normally? And you can hear that, shh. No, I get that, but like, seriously, I'm so confused on what's going on. Like, can you like clear anything? And then you just hear, I'm going to the front, as the other guard kind of marches their way past towards the front with the supervisor.
So, after hearing that, I'll kind of start to, if I can, kind of make my way through up to Athena, because I feel like Athena has her shit together.
That's fair.
And I'm gonna like just kind of tap her on the shoulder.
Yes.
And I'll basically kind of like be like gesture back to be like, come on, we just come back. I have something I need to tell you. I just think it's important. I feel like you might know what to do.
Well, if it's important, you can say it here.
I would rather not. And I'll like look at kind of like the guards at the front.
Miss Hayley, I'm going to step back for 2 moments.
Okay, we'll send Adrian out.
That's totally fine. I can handle it. I'm a professional.
You'll still be within eyesight.
Yeah, totally cool. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Stepping away now.
Okay, I'm good. So
All right.
good.
She steps away.
Is he actually good?
Yeah. All right, so Athena, you step away towards the back. James, you're stepping back as well.
Yeah. And I'm basically wanting to send Adrian up to where Athena was, just to kind of switch us out.
Okay.
I will scoot up, and when I get next to Haze, I'll just kind of put my arm out.
Oh, okay. Like, she'll take Adrian's arm and it's like, okay, yeah.
He's just making small talk. Nothing big, just like, stupid crap. Just keeping her distracted.
Well, good news. Hayes has a lot of stupid crap to talk about. That is not a hard task. She is sufficiently distracted.
Perfect. Mission accomplished.
Can I just say that upon hearing that, I slowed down so I can listen, but I'm not making it incredibly clear that that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So in the back, James, Athena. You only have Terrence, who's kind of in the back, but Terrence seems very like, okay, I got this. Okay, just keep marching. You can actually kind of hear under her breath. It's fine. It's fine. I got this.
Are we close to the? Because Terrence showed us where the what was it? The like power room was, right? Where there was the disturbance yesterday.
Didn't show you. Just said it's down on the other side, so you kind of know.
Are we near there?
You wouldn't know the layout. You can assume you're definitely nowhere near the residential area. Some of the signs point to different things. You don't know if you're near the power, but you're definitely closer than you might have been before.
Well, here's a thought: is there a sign that says "power room"?
Where you're at
or
now.
something similar. Or something similar.
Now you see like research, you see command, you see atrium, you see greenhouse, you see as you're passing by a bunch of random signs. You haven't seen one that's to power, maintenance, or anything like that.
I would like to telepathically speak to Mr. Terrence and
Yep.
say, hello, Terrence. This is Lockfrey Tenement.
How'd you get on this channel?
I'm speaking to you in your mind. Terribly sorry to intrude. I would like to go and investigate the power disturbance from yesterday. You see, my friend Sugar and I are private investigators. We've been sent here to learn a little bit more about this station, and it would seem to fall under our purview to investigate some strange happenings here. I assure you, nothing bad will happen to the station or anyone on it. We simply want to know what's going on and help if we can. Could I count on your assistance, Terrence? You seem like a very, very helpful man.
And confirming that he can respond, right?
Yes.
After we get you guys to the safe space away from the power cycling, after that you'll be able to resume your tour.
Now, Terrence, I'm not asking you to guide us anywhere. Simply asking you to look the other way if some sort of distraction were to happen.
I gotta do my job.
And we are here to do ours.
Go ahead and roll me persuasion, if you're so inclined.
I will.
That looks like a natural one face.
No, it's just I was like, oh, I rolled a 15 last time. This will be fine. So that was 4. So plus 3, so 7.
We'll get you there, and then I will personally handle the rest of your tour. We just gotta... Command wants this done, okay?
Well, can't say I'm not disappointed, Terrence.
Meanwhile, in the back, James and Athena.
So what's so important?
And I'll kind of like just glance around just to make sure like Terrence isn't like listening in. Like I know he's like distracted, talking and stuff.
Yeah, you'll definitely actually hear his side of the conversation because he doesn't think about talking in his head. He kind of says it out loud but under his breath. So he's having a conversation with someone.
Yeah. What was just happened to hear? They were saying it seems like the guards aren't completely, I guess, in touch with the fact that we're moving. It's not necessarily protocol.
What gave you that idea?
One of them basically saying that.
No, It's clear the guards have no idea what their orders
Yeah.
mean or why they're doing them. However, quite frankly, I'm not interested in a tour here.
Figured it's more just I just have a feeling, you know?
A bad
Which-
one.
Yeah. Getting there. Maybe not there yet.
I mean, after what you saw yesterday, is the bad feeling not permanent?
Well, maybe a little bit.
I appreciate you airing your concerns, though.
Just seem like you have it together. I realize we may not have gotten off on the best foot.
I don't tend to get off on a good foot with many people, but that's because my approach is a bit too blunt for most.
Yeah. Same with me and Adrian. But that's just typically because we're a little too drunk for our own good.
At least you've got each other.
It's true.
Sugar? I think you're muted.
At the point you said that you don't get along with most people, I think Sugar would have piped in because she was listening and say, "That's nonsense. You look really cool."
Thanks. You said that last time.
It's true.
Well, looks aside, it's more my attitude than my looks. Anyway.
Out of curiosity, Lockfrey and Sugar, as you're walking on this path, which one of you is on the left and which one of you on the right, since you all have to be side by side?
L for left.
I was thinking right anyway, so that works.
Okay. As you're making your way down this hallway and that interjectory statements made by Sugar as these conversations are all happening, you end up passing by these double doors, and I will need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Oh no.
roll. Guess that's Sugar's line.
Let's see. Make sure I get this.
17.
15.
19.
18.
Also 17.
All right.
4!
4. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Since I have, okay, I don't know what this is, but since I have Haze by the arm, can I kind of like assist a little bit, or is that too much?
I'm gonna get sucked out into space.
Hi, hey.
Because they average out their rolls. since
Give
they're
me
by
a
the arm.
perception, Adrian.
I'm so good at that. That's
What
a
do you
good
do?
hot 7.
Unfortunately, you will not be able to react fast enough.
That's valid. I tried.
As you all hear the quick snap of something, and then an explosion to your left as the wall blasts outward. Towards your left, everyone's going to be taking, if you succeed, you'll take half of 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the door seems to blast through, but luckily it seems like that side leads into another space. However, the force causes a rupture on the right side, specifically where Sugar is standing. Sugar, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah, not 20.
As the explosion bursts through, the right wall bursts open, and there's this instant moment of just Air Force pulling everything through. However, Sugar, you're able to react just fast enough to like brace yourself as it tries to pull everything. Random debris flies through, and then immediately shutters come down and seal as you hear crunching of metal, and it collapses on either side, closing you in this hallway space as you're separated from the other 2 guards, and you hear, "Oh, my leg!" as you look over and see part of the debris has crushed Terrence's leg. And as he sits there, you look over and see the explosion space, and you see these massive orb with this eye seemingly staring at you, made of metal, as it drifts and floats through the air. 3 robotic soldiers start walking forward, 2 with metallic swords, and a 3rd one standing in the back having a gun for an arm. And you can see further in the distance a 3rd, seemingly iRobot style thing drifting towards you. Go ahead and roll me initiative. And for those that want the curiosity, it was a DC 13 for the initial explosion. If you got a 13 or greater, you only took 4. If you failed, you'll take the 8 points.
Okay.
Going to roll. I'm going in the order what I have here. Adrian, what's your initiative?
18.
18.
So exciting.
Athena.
10.
Haze.
6.
Jim.
11.
Lockfrey.
21.
Oh.
And Sugar.
14.
14. Alright, so before you are these 2 seemingly armed bots, machinations of sorts, with blades, and a large ocular bot kind of drifting towards you behind those. Lockfrey, you are first up.
Okay. Okay. Terrence is trapped, yes?
Terrence is trapped and pinned right now.
Okay. And what is on top of him?
It seems like a metal beam of sorts is kind of just on his leg from what you can see.
I don't suppose it weighs between 5 and 10 pounds.
It definitely is more than that.
All right. Well, I can't really help him. I will, however, go over to him and cast Sanctuary.
Alright, Sanctuary on Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has no problem with that.
And that's pretty much all I can do for my turn. Yeah.
That's it for
That's
you?
it. Yep.
Alright, so then that moves over to this iBot closest to you all. Based on positionings, Lockfrey, you are in front of... Well, you moved over to Terrence, so... Closest to the door is Haze to the left. If you're looking at the door, Haze, you're on the right side of the door. James on the left side of the door. This goes to 1d4. Alright. James, I'm going to need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty, Roo. Where's my Constitution?
Be a beefy boy.
Beefy boy. Jesus. Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright, you are going to take half. So you're going to take 6 points of necrotic damage as this...
We're resistant to that. You take. Sorry. I
yeah.
just saw that on my sheet.
Yep,
So
that is smart.
Was 6 already halved? Or...
6 was half because you succeeded, so if you're resistant,
then-
it'll be 3.
Okay.
So you're going to take
Thank
3 points
you.
of necrotic damage as this thing radiates this crackling plasma light and a beam of energy hits, striking barely as you're able to kind of resist it, but you feel it, this necrotic energy. And I believe... And then, Haze, I'm going to need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
God. Okay. Oh. Yes. +7. What's 10?
10. As you hear this warbling sound coming at you, it starts to distort your vision for a moment. You cannot take reactions until the end of your next turn. And on your turn, you can't move, and you have to use your action to either make a melee attack against a random creature on your turn.
Melee attack?
Yep.
Okay. Cool beans.
That is the end for the. As you hear the warbling sounds.
Wait a second. Was that a failed saving throw?
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to?
Sorry, I was literally just rereading my abilities, and I was like, wait, I could do something with this. Is it or not? I would assume that's a reaction. Yes, it's a reaction. Okay. Application of thought. You get to add a d4 to it.
Oh.
I believe it's also
a d20 and add a d4.
I get to re-roll and add a d4?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was like,
Holy
I got it.
shit.
Dice. The other one has failed me.
I lost my
Hey,
Okay,
babies.
that's a 9 plus 7, so
16. The
plus, hold on.
Oh, there's
D4?
oh, and the d4.
Plus 3, 19.
All right, so you hear the warbling, and for a moment you start to feel disoriented by it. As Lockfrey, how does your application of thought work? What do you do?
I believe it would go through. It would go through their telepathy, so it would be a voice in Hayley's mind. I imagine that Lockfrey kind of has like vague, kind of understanding of generally the feelings of the people around them, like a vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that Hayley is very distressed. So I'd focus in, and you just hear a little voice in the back of your mind saying, Miss Hayley, I believe that you can do this, truly. Hold it together. You've got this.
Like the hay babies are speaking directly into my brain.
I'm not a hay baby, it's Lockfrey Tenement.
I mean,
I just kind of wave with my tiny hand in the
it
distance.
looks back and like waves back and it's like, but you're a hay baby to me.
As you are able to re-roll and stave off that inspiration of a hay baby behind you, you are reinforced and you are avoiding that warbling confusion. And that is actually it for that iBot, as the first individual of the robot will move forward towards James. It is coming up with its with a blade. Does a 16 hit, James?
Yeah.
And I doubt it, does an 8 hit?
8 does not.
All right, you are going to take 6 points of slashing damage.
Party. James is looking great.
All right. That moves us over to Sugar.
All right, so first things first, you would notice a handle dangling from like a Wii wrist remote thing. Like they flip it up into their hand, then they pop it open like a periscoping baton, but it's a blade. And then they hit a button on their thing and the shield activates on their arm Aether device that was built in by their master. And a Aether shield appears in front, just a regular shield, that's just flavor. And then they will summon their wild spirit with their action. And let's say it's just like a wolf-looking spirit, medium size, like a big dog almost. And then with my bonus action, I will immediately have the wild spirit activate, what is it? Hunter's Mark, that's the name. I have the Hunter's Spirit activate Wild Mark, or, you know what I mean. And that would be my turn.
Got it. All right, so then that would move us over, and your wild spirit will always be able to act on your actions. So then that moves us to oh,
I didn't add the flavor. When I like let a little dog out of my like underneath my skirt, set it on the ground, it runs forward, and then it transforms into a big wolf.
No, that's fair. That makes sense. That moves Adrian.
All right, I'm going to step between Haze and everything in front of us.
Okay.
Well, behind us, I guess, technically. Basically, I'm trying to shield her. And I'm going to pull out one of my 25 throwing knives and chuck it at the one nearest to us. Is it within 30 feet?
It is, yeah. So there is a
perfect.
a melee weapon robot on James, another one that was approaching Haze, and then there's an iBot. Then there's 2 more bots more than 30 feet behind them.
Yeah, the one approaching Haze is the one I'm going for.
Okay.
James has got this. So that is a... Hold on. Let me remember what my attack is. Yeah, that's a 9. I don't think that's gonna hit.
9 will not hit, no.
Cool. I believe that is basically all I can do. Yeah. Wait. I want to cast Hex. No, I used my action. Never mind. I'm forgetting how this works. I don't have 2 actions. That's it. That's my move.
All right.
Sorry.
No worries. So then after that is Jim.
Oh, I love that the twins are right
We're
after
just
each
look
other.
at us. Look
so
at
cute.
us.
It's great because Carly and I share a brain cell. Yes. Anyway, I would like to go ahead and attack the robot on me with my little trident. So just trying to like stab him.
Okay.
That is a natural fucking 20. For 26 to hit.
Yeah. Crit rolls in Deep Breath is max plus roll. So you assume whatever maximum damage you could do, and then you roll to add the rest.
Okay, that is 19 piercing.
19 piercing.
And James will basically just immediately like pull the trident off and just essentially just stab it like right through its chest.
And it hurts. It definitely, as it pierces through, you see the oil leaking from its body ever so slightly with a tint of a 4-color sequence on top of the black, as you see this hint of this cyan color, this magenta, and this yellow reflecting off of the black oil dripping from its body. Anything else for you, Jim?
Upon seeing that, just gonna call out to everybody else. Think they might be related to the things from last night. Just FYI. And I'll try and just kind of look at Adrian just to make sure that he's okay.
All right. That moves us over to the bot in front of Adrian. Let's see if they can hit.
Try me, bitch.
Does a 19 hit?
Unfortunately, I should have said try me, bitch.
Does a 14 hit?
No, it does not.
All right. So you are going to take 5 points of slashing damage.
All right. I deserve that.
All right. Then that is it for them. Athena.
Athena immediately kind of puts a hand out to Haze and just says, Haze is closest with Adrian right now, right?
Yes, Haze is right behind Adrian.
I'm shielding her.
Should we stay behind Adrian and do not move unless they do?
Okay.
How far away is the nearest bot to me?
You're in the back, so you're actually 10 feet away since you were right next to James from the one that James is fighting.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's basically you, and then in front of you is James, and then in front of James is one of the melee bots.
Okay. And how big are the bots? Are they just like
regular size? They are
regular,
medium humanoid size.
Medium humanoids. Got it. Okay. Right. So Athena clutches down at the sword hilt and then stances as if they're about to kind of like not get down and ready for a sprint, but like it's like a kind of balance backwards before dashing forward sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And literally runs towards the one that Jim is currently engaged with.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just confirm, Jim is within 5 feet of the one
Yes.
that Jim's attacking? Okay. Literally, we're going to dash past, and as we dash past, it's going to be going into a slide, and the sword is going to come out, and it's going to try and go straight through a leg.
All right, go ahead and give me the attack.
Okay, so this is using my Kodachi. Once I'm going into the slide, it's 2 hands, so it's versatile.
Okay.
So it's basically out, and then as we slide past, it's with 2. So let's just hope this hits now, because eek. So close. That's not even funny. 19 plus 6, 25.
Yep, that'll hit. Give me damage.
Perfect. Okay, so sneak attack rules have been instigated here because 5-foot ally.
Yep, sneak attack
So-
applies.
We're looking at 2d6 plus 1d8. That is 5. That is 7. And then I've not rolled dice in so long. 7 plus 13, and then plus 4, so 17 damage.
17 on the one facing Jim. All right, Athena. Inhale and exhale. How do you take it out?
Okay, right. It's a fairly simple situation, but the Kodachi is like, it's good still, okay? It's good still. And literally, you get this like poised stance, this sprint forward, this slide, and straight through the leg like butter. Literally just straight through it. And this thing just goes straight over.
Yeah, and
It's
it
not
drops.
too cinematic, but it's clean. It's clean. And then as the slide ends, she kind of just like recovers out of the slide to standing up again, and then just like turns to face the next one.
And the other bot's currently focused on other things since it's not one of those that reacts to it. But there is this puddle of oil before you at the body of this bot. Anything else for you, Athena?
Yeah. How far would I be from the next bot?
10 feet. If 10 feet next to you, in front of Adrian, or you can go an additional, from where you're at, additional 40 feet to get to the 2 more bots further, or 10 feet for the iBot behind that as well. So there's 2 bots. There's a melee bot next to you and a giant iBot 10 feet behind that.
Okay, no, that's going to be the end of the turn. Going to watch this one very carefully to see its next move before engaging again.
All right. So then that moves us over to the iBot in the back. All right, so it is first going to focus on Athena. Let me roll this d4 and see what happens. Athena, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, sir. Okay, that is 15.
15. All right, you hear the warbling sound, but you are able to resist that. And then this one to Jim. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's another natural 20.
So you're going to take half 16, so 8 necrotic damage, which you are resistant to, so 4.
Okay, I do want to say Jim is looking a little worse for wear.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And then, after that, that's both of its. That goes to Haze Hayley.
It's Hayley. Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah. So Haze is not super happy about the situation. She sees that Jim is looking a little worse for wear, and there's a bot right in front of Jim still, right?
There is not. That is the one that actually
Oh.
Athena just eliminated. So there's a one in front of Adrian, then 10 feet behind that is an iBot, and then 30 feet behind that is another iBot and a robot with a gun.
Cool. Right. So I'm gonna go for the iBot that is closest to us, and I'm going to cast Heat Metal.
Heat metal. Okay.
Because it's a robot, right? So
No, I mean
metal.
that makes sense. Is it a saving throw on their end?
It is. It sure is a saving throw. It must succeed on a con save, and my DC is 15.
A natural 20.
That
As-
is so rude.
As it starts to, you see the actual metal start to heat up, but that heat then congregates into its eye, and then a sudden beam comes out. Let's see. Jim, I need you to make a con save.
Okay. That is a 23.
23.
I'm so glad Jim is in the back.
Beefy boy.
All right. So
Oh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll come back to me in a minute.
with the fact that it succeeded and sends that, it is going to be using a weapon. However, Jim, your trident starts to heat up in your hand as heat metal has been redirected to that.
Uh-oh.
It looks, yeah. You did not take the damage, I don't believe.
Well, so it says that anytime you cast a spell, the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast a spell. If the creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, they must succeed on a con save. So basically, they just take damage no matter what, I believe.
Yep. It looks like that. So you were going to actually, because it redirects by saving, you're going to go ahead and take 8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
If you don't drop it, then you will have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your turn. So do you drop the trident?
Yeah, he'll just let it go and like look at their hands.
All right. So that is. Anything else, Haze?
Well, no. Simply, that's really. I mean, I guess. See, if I see that the spell has, like, if I see that Jim has dropped the trident, can I drop concentration on this?
I'll allow it. Yeah. So that way,
Yeah.
on Jim's turn, Jim can choose to pick it back up as the interact object.
Yeah, because I think as soon as I hear, assuming that Jim would make a noise when the metal is heating, Haze just is like, oh no, and drops concentration. Like, dang it. All right, that is my turn.
And then you see the bot in the back with a rifle. Pulls that up. First one's going towards Athena. No, only makes one shot. Athena does a 23 hit.
I said no. Yeah, it hits.
You are going to take 8 piercing damage
Ouch. Okay.
as it lets off the shot and you hear it release the chamber for the next shot. Then it goes over back to the top. Lockfrey.
Okay.
And I will say, Lockfrey, since you're over there, you see Jim you see Terrence kind of trying to push the beam off of his leg at the moment as he's trying to free himself.
Cool. I'm going to attempt to. I would help, but I'm real weak. Lockfrey is too nice. Lockfrey's gonna help. Lockfrey's gonna try to help Terrence with their tiny, tiny little arms.
All right, go ahead and just give me an athletics as you attempt to help, just to see.
That's a -1. That's an 11.
All right, 11. You feel confident in the fact that you're under there four arms too, just trying to help lift the beam enough. All right. Anything else for Lockfrey's turn as you are trying to lift this beam?
I don't even know if I have any bonus action things. So no.
All right. It is the bot closest to the party, the iBot, as once again its eyes focus. This one for Adrian. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
17.
17. As you start to hear this dissonant sound is echoing of creatures crawling and other sounds, you're able to just kind of ignore it echoing in your head. And then for Sugar, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
I might need a little bit of help. You should have your reaction back, but that's only a 10 total.
I would love to help, but I only have 1 for short rest.
Oh. So yeah, that's a failure then.
You are going to take 12 points of necrotic damage.
Oof.
And
Alrighty.
then, it moves over to your turn, Sugar.
Excellent. How far away would you say that the big one in the back with the rifle is?
That one would be about 40 feet from where you are if you're at the doorway. They're 30 feet from the doorway, so if you're by the doorway, then it's only 30 feet.
Okay. Because I was thinking that that's the one that I stuck the hunter's mark on.
Okay, so yeah, the one in the back with the rifle.
Is there room to get past the others, to like the other creatures without provoking an attack of opportunity?
The bot with the blade against Adrian, yes, but the iBot behind, no. It's sitting in the middle of the lane.
All right then. I am just going to. For my action, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Pack Mentality, my first level hunt-bound feature. So I may choose any number of willing creatures within 30 feet of me. This can include myself, equal to... Oh.
I think it's equal to your proficiency bonus?
Yeah, okay. I had misread that last week. So that would just be 2. And I would give one of them to Terrence and the other to Haze. And that gives you a D4 that you can add to any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw once a turn.
I'm giving Terrence his own set of dice from my dice tray.
And then I will have as my bonus action, I'm just going to have my my hunt spirit charge forward to the bot that's attacking James. And since it's 30 feet away, 20 feet, they will get a running attack.
Got it. So running attack on the iBot in the back or the sniper in the back? Because there are 2 back there right now.
I was just thinking that the one that was already attacking James.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, cocked. All right, that's 15 plus, I believe, 5 for the spirit?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
that would be 5. So let's call it 20 total.
Yep, that'll hit. Give me damage.
All right, so that's an extra 1d6 damage. So that's a d6 and a d8. And that's going to be plus my proficiency bonus. So 10 plus 2, that is 12 damage. And it has to make a strength saving throw against 15.
It got a whopping 6.
All right, it goes prone.
All right, so that one is knocked prone and heavily damaged. Anyone else?
That would be my turn.
All right, Adrian.
All right, this one that's in front of me, I'm just going to with my they're called, what are they exactly are they called? The forged gloves. They're absolutely just brass knuckles. With my brass knuckles, I'm just going to punch this thing that's attacking me.
That is the right thing to do.
Yeah. For a whopping 10.
10 will not hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Flurry of Blows and get 2 more attacks.
That's a good move.
So, okay, that one is, these dice are hard to read. That's a 17.
17 will hit.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll the other. That is another 17.
Oh,
All right, both hit.
I forgot to roll the... Oh, wait, no, Hunter's Mark's on the other thing. Never mind. Brain.
All right. That is... Oh, wow. 11 damage.
11 damage. All damage is good damage if it does something.
Oh, I should have hexed it. Well, I'm actually gonna hex. It's 90 feet, and I can do it as a bonus action.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and hex it. So.
Got it. You hex the one you're fighting right now?
Yes. So next turn, I'll deal extra necrotic damage to it, but it's fine. May not even matter. It's a robot, but who knows?
You know what? It's the thought that counts, I think.
Thought that counts. And I'm gonna give it disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. We'll say strength.
All right. And now it is Jim, your turn.
Okay, so where are all the robots exactly?
There is a bot 10 feet ahead. So there's one in front of Adrian to your, almost like 5 feet to your, 10 feet to your right. And I bot 10 feet in front of you. And then 30 feet is 2 more bots.
Okay. I will go ahead and run to the one near Adrian. And as I'm running, I'll take out my short blade. Because, of course, Jim has multiple blades. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attack this bot next to Adrian.
Okay.
No, that is a 10 to hit.
10 will not hit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'll be my turn then.
As Jim comes over to help Adrian and both staring down this bot, hitting 10s, because, twin powers. And it is that bot's turn.
Ah, crap.
First swing on Adrian. I don't think a 9 hits.
It does not, thankfully.
But a 21 on Jim.
Yep.
That's going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
He's down.
As this blade comes through, trying to cut through, that last hit enough to put Jim on the ground. Athena, your turn.
What was the one that got knocked on the floor, prone?
It is the iBot directly behind, behind that bot, so 10 feet forward.
Okay, if it's on the ground,
it is.
I'm gonna sprint over to it because I don't think I'm too far from it.
You're not.
I'm gonna slide to my knees, and I'm gonna like get over to it. I'd like to run a quick observation.
Okay.
Does this thing have any sort of like panels on it that look like they could be wrenched open, or any ports on the robot?
Go ahead and just give me, I'll accept investigation or a quick perception as you're kind of making your way over there.
Okay. Investigation or perception, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, how does 22 work?
You don't see any. You do see where a port would have been, but it seems like that's already been actually ripped out. It seems like a lot of the bot's parts have already been ripped out of it and then replaced with random junk that doesn't seem to be the same thing. Almost like this is a junkyard style construct, almost like a mechanical flesh golem style experience, piecemeal together. As for where parts can be pulled out, you see a few vulnerable spots that might be able to reach in and pull out some of the power to it that seems to be functioning, where other things, you don't know how well it would work, but you see some loose cables, so to speak.
Okay. I pull out a kunai, and instead of going for a big slash, I just want to basically try and dig something inside of it, so then I can basically slash through it and try and cut what would potentially be wires, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm trying to more surgically deal with it.
Yeah, give me an attack. It is prone, so you have advantage.
Okay. So, just trying to remember what the kunai damage is.
I think if it's a kunai, it's a knife, so it should be 1d4.
Yeah, it's not huge. Okay. So advantage, yeah?
Yep.
Got 19 plus 6.
That'll do.
I can math, yeah. Okay, perfect. And then that is 3 plus 1 plus 6. So plus 4. 3 plus 1 plus 6 plus 4. 14?
Yes.
Is that math? Is that math? That's math.
Yeah, that was 14. Yeah.
That's math.
As
Perfect.
you dig your knife in, cutting through these wires, you hear the and oil starts to leak out of this bot as another one has been eliminated.
Perfect. What's the next closest one?
There is the one that is in front of Jim and Adrian. There is 2 more bots in the back, one eyebot and another one with a rifle.
Okay. I am going to run towards the one that Jim and Adrian are by. And I think I should hopefully have enough movement to basically run up behind it.
Yeah, you have enough space to get over there. It's only 10 feet, so you have an additional 10 feet to get that way.
Okay. So where my kunai was in my main hand, I want to basically run up behind the thing, jump, and then I've got wrist blades. And I basically want to ram this, literally just using the force of my jump to ram it into the back of this thing.
All right, go ahead with the bonus offhand.
Ideally the neck, but we're not picky at this point. Okay, it's, my offhand doesn't add my...
It adds to your attack, your dexterity, just won't add it to your damage.
Perfect, that is 18 to hit.
That will hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
Is a... Now, just very quickly, do I get... No, I don't. That is just an extra 2 damage.
Damage is damage.
Mm-hmm.
As that bot is now surrounded and getting stabbed more. Anything else for you, Athena?
I use the offhand as the bonus.
Mm-hmm. So I believe bonus, yeah.
Yes, so
that's it.
I am going to maintain, yeah.
All right. As the eyebot in the back sees this observing, you see it turn around and start to drift away, leaving the robot with the sniper. As it is now Hayley's turn. Hey, Hayley, you see Jim on the ground as this bot standing in middle of Athena, Adrian, and Jim. There is another iBot 10 feet behind that, and a sniper in the back as the other iBot has departed, making its way out of there.
Okay, here's the question. If I move to, like, where Jim is, are these bots kind of in, like, a straight line? Kind of if there was
I love that question. There is an angle where you could get a straight line on these, yes.
I would like to work to find that angle.
That angle exists.
Okay, I find it takes, you know what, I could flavor this, like, Haze is just so good at finding her own best angle that she has found the right angle. She's like, oh no, this is not happening. And I'm going to cast, with my last spell slot, Aganazi's Scorcher. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I'm casting it. I want to kill all these guys.
Yeah, you do.
Right. Okay. So that is a spell I am not actually familiar with.
Yeah, so each creature has to make the dexterity saving throw, taking 3d8. But I believe, Mirazodine, what level is your slot?
It is a second level. Like, that's...
Okay.
I believe that's correct.
Just want to make sure. I couldn't remember if it's scaled up or not yet. Okay.
No.
So let's roll their dex saving throws.
Yeah,
and you can
my
go...
DC is 15.
All right, and you can go ahead, roll your 3d8 while I do their saves.
3D.
Nope. Nope. And you said it was a DC 15?
Yes.
They all failed.
That's a 1 on that damage, cocked, completely. That's an 8 though, and
Okay.
one more.
9 so far.
That's a 5.
All right, so 14.
Yes.
As this streak of flame roars through this space station hallway with oil on the floor.
I forgot oil's on the floor.
And immediately igniting the loose oil across the area, creating a hazardous terrain.
Oops. Kind of. Can I...
Anything else for Haze Hayley?
So how close are the flames to us?
The flames are about 10 feet to your left and along the path to your left. So technically, you're 10 feet from the flames since Jim had to move away from... So you're all kind of away from the flame, but it definitely looks like that oil is moving, give or take, a square or so, a turn type of thing. So...
I might have caused a fire. Space station. Okay, well, you know, that's fine. That's, Haze just is like, but it did seem to hurt them. And, yeah, so that is the end of her turn. I am so sorry, Jim.
It is the robot sniper in the back, whose body seems to be melting a bit as it's barely holding on, exploding small sections, holding this rifle and letting off a shot towards Haze Hayley. Let's see what it gets for that. That is going to be... Does a 16 hit?
Does not.
All right. So it's trying to shoot, but it's off balance, unable to get the full shot. And at that, then Terrence, who's been trying to move this beam, finally, with the bonus of the D4 from Sugar, is able to kind of pry himself free. And Lockfrey, you notice that he doesn't seem too hurt. It seemed like it just kind of pinned him. It's tender. You don't see any like wound on him as he's kind of like getting up and limping a bit. It is actually your turn.
Okay. James is in the fire.
James is not in the fire yet.
How, like, do I have turns? how many?
You have a turn before James is gonna get hit by the flaming oil that's oozing along the ground.
He's fine.
Okay. I would like to run over, and as I am running over, I would like to hand weave some of my aether thread, and then shake it out and catch a number of small glowing red beads, and cast Goodberry. That's all the healing I have, and it's an action to make you eat one. So I'm running over. I've got some good berries. And that's gonna be my turn. Also, how far are they? Because
they were only like from you. It's like only 15 feet because we're
okay.
yeah. So you didn't have to go that far. Yeah.
I'm short, so I got 25-foot movement.
You made it.
Just
barely
arms.
holding these good berries. All right, it is over to Sugar. Your turn as there is this machine standing in front of Adrian, body melting almost, and in the back there's a rifle bot as this hallway is ignited and expanding in flames.
Excellent. Object interactions are bonus actions, correct?
If you use it, it's typically only an action to do your first interaction, depending on what it is, and then it takes an action beyond that. It's how I usually do it. And I believe that's the rules is written. So depending on what you're trying to interact with.
Well, I just have this fire extinguisher that might come in handy right now.
Fire extinguishers are an action to use.
Oh,
do not
well
have
then
a
I'm
fire.
not going to do that yet. It can burn for a second. I run forward and slide feet first around Lockfrey, and I grab Jim. And I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds, or I'm going to craft Cure Wounds at a second level, and it's going to be in the form of a hypo spray. I just pull it out of my pocket and shake it up, and then spray it into the wound. So that will be 2d8 plus my bonus. Not the worst I could have done. That's 10 plus 5 for 15 points of healing.
15's more than 0.
And then from there, bonus action, I think my wild spirit will step back 10 feet so it can get a 20-foot charge towards the one creature again, and it's going to try to attack.
The one in front of Adrian or the one in the back of the room?
The one in the back now, since we cleared out some space.
Okay.
That's another 15 plus 5 for 20.
That'll hit.
All right, and since that is the one that has Hunter's Mark on it, that is an additional d6, I believe. So that will be 1d8 and 2d6s plus 2.
I can just tell you right now. Yeah, it dies.
13.
Oh, it's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
As this thing jumps forward at it, crumbling whatever metal is left on it, as it just kind of goes into the pile, oil dripping from its body, expanding the flames even further. That one is down. There is one bot left in front of Adrian. Anything else, Sugar? I believe that's your...
That would be everything.
All right. Adrian, your turn.
All right, I have tunnel vision on this one in front of me right now. I am just smacking it and hoping for the best. Please, God. Okay, that's a 14.
It doesn't hit.
That's fine. Okay, I'm going to, instead of using Flurry of Blows, I'm just gonna do another attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
There it is.
Yes.
All right. Natural 20 is max damage plus roll on top.
Yep. So that's 8 plus 8, so 16 plus 2. Or since I do 2d4 with my unarmed strike, when I roll 2 more or just 1 more?
2d4, so you'll roll 2 more because you roll whatever damage it normally is.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're
Threw me
good.
off a little bit. That is 19 damage.
19 damage. Inhale, exhale, and tell me how you do it.
He swings the first time and kind of notices that Jim is back up and gets kind of distracted and misses. Then he just kind of takes a second, composes himself, kind of cracks his neck a little bit, and then just swings with everything he can and just punches straight through this thing.
And as that bot crumbles in front of you, the oil starts to pool at the ground, the flames expanding. And then, everyone roll me perception.
It's a 19.
Would
and
my
real quick,
spirit also roll?
Yeah, that's fine. And go ahead, Adrian.
I just want to look over and say, how you doing, Jimbo?
16.
12. My. Wow.
Oh.
It is-
And
it's-
behavior.
It's a DC 12, but what did you get, Adrian? You said an 18?
I got a 19.
19. And Sugar, what did you get?
I got a 21, and the spirit got a 7.
Lockfrey? 5. So you all kind of notice as the oil's moving, those that got above, at least a 14 or greater, start to notice the oil is moving with intent as it's starting to gather itself together. Those of the 18 or greater will see it starts to mass itself, almost forming on top of each other instead of flowing out like a normal liquid. You have a question, Sugar.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we were out of initiative and I could put that out.
You would be able to, as you see the oil start to pile, gather into this black ichor-like substance, this massive oil creature, an ooze, if you will, as it starts to congregate on one side of the hallway. Opposite of the exit path, you see before you this large, no, it grows, this huge ooze filling the corridor. You have before you an ooze, and to your other side is a path to maybe escape. But we'll find out what you do after this break. So for everyone, thank you so much for watching so far. We'll be right back for a small bio break. Give us about 5 minutes, and then we should be back to find out what happens with this oil ooze space station full of fire and bots with a vendetta. And we are back. Here we are doing amazing things. We're going to reset the room by going across. Everyone just say who you are, who you're playing, so we can refresh the room. Going over to Adrian.
Hello, I'm Carly, and I'm playing Adrian.
Lockfrey.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Lockfrey Tenement, and my name is Beau. I said that backwards.
It's all good.
Switch it up.
Aethrgeist.
Oh shit! No. Okay. Hi. Sorry. Excuse my language. I would. Yes. Aethergeist. That's me. Okay. Hi. I'm Isla, and clearly it's too early in the morning. I'm playing Aethergeist. Hi. Hi.
Sugar Diamond.
Hey, I'm Krimsin, and I'm playing Sugar.
Haze Hayley.
I'm Steph, and I'm playing Haze Hayley.
And Jim.
I'm Cori, I love Isla, and I'm playing Jim.
And I'm Jay, playing Jay, known as Jay. Previously, on the first half of this, everyone had woken up after a interesting previous day encountering glitches, power outages, and digital aberrations brought into the world. And after a morning of it seemingly not have happened as they recalled, security decides they have to escort them to another part of the area of the space station to keep them safe, as they say, as they're getting some power cycling through. Some people have their suspicions on what's truly happening, and as they're going through, kind of all gathering the same facts that something's not right, suddenly the force of an explosion hits, blowing a hole through the hull of the space station, almost taking Sugar Diamond out of the space station, but able to secure. They're all able to lock themselves in, but just as machines piecemeal together appear, aiming to eliminate them, in a feverish fight, they all did what they could to manage, as only one person went down, but went down swinging in many ways, as the bots leaked oil, fire consumed it from Haze Hayley's ability to get the right angles. As fire expanded, this fire consuming the oil that seems to congregate on itself, this little oil oozling forming itself from a small, medium, large, to a huge flaming oil creature bearing down over the group before them. What is it that the party does? We're out of initiative, so I'll kind of let each of you let me know if you have an immediate reaction. Jim.
What is it made of? Oil?
It seems to be made of oil.
Yeah, first of all, Jim, upon being healed, like, oh my god, that happens way too often. And is gonna stand up, look at the oil thing, nope, and just turn around.
Jim has
Don't be
began
happy
running.
now. We gotta go. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta.
And
go.
I'm gonna grab Haze's hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna like I like lock fingers with Jim, and I'm like, we gotta go, and I just go.
Jim and Haze has departed. The rest of
Like
you.
the good berries.
I have a question.
Yes, Adrian.
So where is this thing in relation to the big gaping hole?
Technically, it's right in front of the hole that got sealed with the shutter.
Oh, it got sealed. Never mind. I
Yeah.
forgot. Okay. Dang, I got excited. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna run.
Lockfrey.
I'm gonna call out to Sugar and say, "Come on, Sugar, let's go." But I'm gonna wait for Sugar to follow, if Sugar wants to follow.
Okay, I think Sugar sees the cues and isn't gonna go against the party, even though she sees this and looks at it like it's a challenge. But seeing that everyone else is going away, Sugar can't hunt without her pack. So she literally calls her wild spirit back. It comes running up, and since she's small and it's medium, she just jumps on top of it, and it moves 40 feet, and it's running.
All right. That leaves Isla. I mean, Athena.
The direction that everybody is running to. Is there any control panels in that direction? Did we come from that direction, or is this an unknown direction?
It is an unknown direction. It was where the hole was blown through the wall of inside, deeper in the space station, rather than the outer limits of space.
Okay. That idea is no idea. No, we don't do that. Okay, yeah. In that case, I will probably observe what everyone else is doing first, and then I'm gonna back up. I'm not gonna be the first to run at the front, but I'm gonna back up fast enough whilst watching.
Okay, Sugar?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if it would be possible to, as I'm going by on my wild spirit, to pick up Lockfrey so their short legs don't slow them down.
I think that'd be fine, as long as Lockfrey doesn't resist being picked up.
I would like to, if I'm close to the oil, because it was going to be hitting Jim, so I'm assuming I'm close enough. I'd like to very quickly just take I have like 50 feet of adhesive tape. I'm just gonna like rip off a piece of it and just swipe it through the oil, just so I can examine it later.
You're going to try and hit the
oil that's on the ground. The oil that's on the ground. Just swipe it so that like there's a smear of oil on it.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. I believe that could be allowed, and you won't actually experience anything hazardous from some of that. Actually, give me a con save.
Okay. That's I believe that's a 9, if I remember my con. Oh no, I have proficiency. That is a 10.
10? Alright, you are going to take 4 points of acid damage as your hand kind of comes across. It's heavily corrosive, and you weren't able to get the tape enough to not have it touch your fingers. It burns flesh pretty bad.
I will hold on to the tape unless the tape disintegrates.
The tape seems to be kind of corroding a little bit, but doesn't seem to be eaten through entirely. I will say you can kind of determine that whatever this was is very targeting organic material more than anything. Jim.
And then I would hop onto the back.
Sorry, just as like we're running, I'll like glance down and see that I left my trident back there, and I'll like turn to Adrian, just eyes like wild. Dad's trident. I forgot it.
Got it. Keep going. And I'm gonna whirl around. Being a monk, I have an extra 10 feet of movement, I believe. So.
Yep. And as you whirl around, you see the base of the trident in the oil slowly being pulled into it.
Nope, grabbing that. I don't care.
As Adrian, because I'm assuming Adrian will pass back past Aether.
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Aether's almost gonna reach the hand out as Adrian passes and go basically, "What are you doing?"
Jim's trident. We have to get it.
Sugar.
At this point, it's just an oversized fork. We need to go.
Not to us.
Crimson, you're muted.
As Adrian turns around and starts running by, I reach out and touch them and say, "You got this," and guidance.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Can I try to thorn whip it out?
You want to try to use Thorn Whip?
Oh,
Have a whip too.
To pull out the trident?
All right, go ahead and so I will say your Thorn Whip can reach as Adrian, you're getting close. What are you doing? So Lockfrey, give me your attack roll with the whip, or the Thorn Whip, and Adrian, what are you doing?
No, I did not make it. Nope, those are 2.
I'm assuming I still see this thorn whip come next to me.
You do see it kind of trying to whip by, but it's definitely like...
Okay. It's gonna give me an idea, and I'm gonna use my whip to try to get it out. Because I have 8 intelligence. I wouldn't think of that on my own.
All right. Go ahead and give me your attack roll.
That is a 23.
All right. With a 23, the whip goes through, hits this thick, viscous material. What is your whip made out of?
Leather.
Leather. As it
I never said what it was, but I feel like it would be leather. That just makes the most sense.
Let's see.
Slashing damage, technically.
You... let's see. From the splash, you're going to take 4 points of acid damage as the whip cracks against the material. But you're able to kind of get your whip to go through, and you feel like it's caught something.
I pull.
Go ahead and give me your athletics check.
Oh, God. Real quick, what does guidance do?
Adds a d4.
Oh, shit. It's a 6.
As you kind of whip it, you try to pull, and you pull, and your whip comes back slightly dissolved, and you see where the whip hit this huge creature, that little tension as it starts to peel itself and split into 2. Now there are 2 large oil creatures, one of which with the trident still embedded, being pulled within itself as they keep inching closer. And you all see behind the oozes, "Oh, help!" as Terrence is stuck behind the oozes.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
no way.
Still has
No, it's-
sanctuary. If that
He does.
helps.
He does still have sanctuary. But you see Terrence behind the oozes.
Can I make a move to grab the trident and kind of hold it in place?
You want to grip that trident?
Yes.
All right.
Against my better judgment.
As you get close, and after the sludge-like material kind of reaches out for you, does a 17 hit.
Just hits. That is my AC.
You are going to take 18 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Are you
I'm
wearing
still
any armor?
No, I'm unarmored.
All right. As it continues to pull this trident into its body, seemingly being held by you within this 5-foot range. The other one heads
How much
towards
does a trident
Terrence.
weigh?
Trident, I believe I have the poundage, is 4... It's pretty heavy, actually. It's 8 pounds. Oh, yeah.
3 pounds over!
Am I seeing this like sort of corrosion go on?
You do. You see it's corroded the whip. It's corroding everything that's not seemingly metal. Metal's being corroded very slowly. Other things
Okay.
that are not metal seem to be corroding.
Athena has not run back or moved forward at this point. She's gonna call out, I think. Adrian, back here, now.
I'm gonna pull as I'm running back and hope I can dislodge the trident. And if I can't, then I'm just running and letting it go.
Go ahead and give me an athletics.
19.
All right, as you see it starting to pull from the body, but in response, the sludge attacks. The other one swinging it as well. With a natural 20.
No. No.
Got my good berries.
That is going to be 36 points of acid damage.
Negative 31, if that matters.
As you drop down in front of this oil, as it starts to move forward to try and consume Adrian as well.
So sorry, besties.
Horn whip Adrian out.
Yeah, go ahead and give me
I'm jumping off the back of Sugar's thing.
Go ahead and give me the attack roll with advantage.
Okay, with advantage, this is 21.
All right, you're able to grip Adrian as the sludge starts to move along the body ever so slightly. Not enough as you pull some of the oil, trying to eat away at the clothing. But Adrian is cleared as the trident sinks further into the ooze.
Adrian is clear. I'm going to shove a good berry into his mouth.
All right, that's 1 HP, so that would wake you up.
Let's go.
I immediately would reach out with my hypo spray and spray it across the acid burns that have formed. I'm going to craft it at 2nd level again because this is terrifying.
All right, go ahead and give that healing. I'm assuming that everyone's choosing to run after that.
14.
14 healing for Adrian.
All right. So I'm at 15.
The one ooze is still approaching while the other you kind of lose sight of, encroaching over Terrence as you hear, "Get off me!" You can hear the slicing of the blade hitting metal before it gets quiet.
Oh no. I run. I'm running to Jim.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here.
You can continue running, and as you kind of make your way through, you do pass seemingly a doorway that you believe you could close. You just got to get into the panel. You can either force the hydraulic mechanism to release, hack the panel, as one of these large ooze continues encroaching on your position.
How fast is it moving?
It only seems to be moving like 20 feet every 6 seconds or so.
Okay. I'll make sure that everyone's clear first. I'll make sure that I'm last through that door.
Alright, I think everyone would be able to make it through. Everyone moves faster than this thing, so I think you can clear it.
If nobody's tried to do anything to the door yet, as soon as I get through the door, I'm just gonna roll round and jack into it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me your
Guidance.
Technology.
Okay, right. With guidance?
With guidance, yeah.
With guidance, yeah. Okay, that is what is that, 1d4, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
21.
As you're able to kind of get in there, that goes through the security panels and it closes and seals, and you hear that mechanism locking it, and then you hear that pressurization, meaning a full seal. Just as you see some of the ooze trying to go through the cracks, but only a few drops make it through. As much as it can squeeze through most spaces, this does not seem one that it can squeeze through. You have made your way out of the combat. You have escaped this ooze. And you can see in this hallway, it's dark. Only flashes of lights from the emergency red tint illuminating the area. The echoes of Terrence fighting. You're safe. But for how long?
Athena looks at Jim very briefly. How important exactly was that trident?
It was our dad's.
She screws her face up a little bit.
So sorry, Jim. I tried. I promise I tried.
Adrian. And I'll drop Haze's hand at this point, and I'll walk over to Adrian, and I'll just, the biggest hug I can possibly give him, and just, you are way more important than that stupid trident. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have sent you after that. I'm sorry.
No. We're not doing that. We're fine. We're okay. We'll get it back. Somehow, we'll get it back.
I'll definitely help.
Thank you, Sugar.
Thank you. And Jim will I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. And they just look visibly shaken about that entire exchange.
I don't think any of us expected that to happen. I'm glad I could be brave for you.
Glad you guys are all right.
Terrence is still in there.
I don't think the spell I cast on him is going to be enough to protect him from that creature. It's, well, we'll just have to figure this out for him.
Before we go over to Sugar, thank you to Turtle Pig Production for the raid. Welcome to the Nightfall, an anime adventure using the Deep Breath anime system designed by me. We currently just had an experience in which the players all battled against machines as oil turned into a sludge ooze engulfed in flame, and they lost a friend in the battle. Terrence was trapped on the other side.
I just have a question.
Yes.
When I activate my pack mentality, would I be able to feel the people who I select as my pack?
That is actually a really good question. I would say, yeah, technically, with pack mentality, the idea is you are somewhat connected, so I will allow you feel connected still.
Terrence is still alive then.
To what degree you don't know, for how much longer you can't tell, but you do still feel the presence of Terrence.
He's still alive in there. I can feel him. I don't know what we can do about it. It's too scary.
Presence of Terrence or not, no one's going back in there.
We can't.
I release the pack thing because I don't want to feel their life go out.
You release the Pac-Man attachment, severing the tie to Terrence.
we've gotta go. Like, perhaps leave this entire place forever.
Well, while yes, I would like to leave. For how long would we be safe? We were told yesterday that they are trying to bring down the entire moon. And if they succeed, anywhere we go would not be safe. We have to stop them.
I didn't mention this. Earlier this morning when I talked to Terrence and I kind of stumbled, I had it was weird. Everything got kind of blurry and kind of dark, and I saw I was me, but I wasn't me. I was in like a lab, and there was this big command center and cockpit and all this, a big window, and I could see the moon in the background, and it was like I was reaching my hands out to someone, and something told me something to the effects of, we're gonna make it better, this will make things better, and I don't know what that means.
How could this be better?
You said a room with a large window. It looked like a laboratory.
Something
correct?
like that, yeah. There was like control panels, and it was like it was piloting something too.
Was it on this station? Do you know?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think I know. I mean,
Ms. Black, forgive me, you seem to be somewhat proficient with technology.
Somewhat.
Would you somehow be able to pull up a schematic of the station, perhaps?
So when you look over to her, there's already an orange glow on her face. She's already actually playing around with her wrist device, and it's kind of projecting, orange light up. Because it's funny that you say that. That was going to be my next point. I wanted to be running through whatever I could run through on systems to try and bring up the best direction to go, essentially.
Guidance.
Jay, am I able to find...
Yes, when you tried to access the door and get it all sealed and everything closed up, information started coming through in pulses. The only reason you get this is because every security panel is on alert. Each one warning, station compromised. Project Moonfall broken. And then it's kind of a quiet passage for a moment, and then you get another alert. Lab Station Gamma. And that's it. Just repeats. You just keep seeing pass over all the alert system.
Interesting. You said Moonfall, Project Moonfall.
Moonfall. Project Moonfall.
According to what I'm reading here, there's an emergency broadcast, ship-wide, essentially. Talking about this Project Moonfall. It would appear whatever is happening is directly tied to the station. However, the entire ship is in emergency mode. Therefore, navigating is going to be difficult. And I dare say, well, according to this, it's entirely compromised. You can make it that what you wish.
Well, if I remember correctly, we are in the Delta quadrant of this ship?
Correct. And if I'm not mistaken, I think some such science lab is in Gamma.
Could you find us a path there?
I could try.
All the alerts tell you... it seems to be coming in waves saying different ways to go. but you do notice that it's kind of like an obscured code. It kind of is telling you to go this way, that way, and then every third, then fourth information seems to be different, almost as if trying to help you navigate to this state, to Lab Station Gamma.
Okay.
I would like to hand out some turtlenecks. And I'm gonna craft a second level conduit with that. Pass without trace. These will keep the cameras off of you, so it makes it easier to sneak around.
Smart move. And thank you so much to Dork Tales for the raid. Welcome in. We're doing the Deep Breath Nightfall anime adventure using the Deep Breath RPG. All kinds of information regarding this is on the website deepbreathrpg.com. It's the anime, manga, Japanese RPG inspired, where magic meets technology, and it is D&D 5e compatible. So you can check out information there, as the path seems to be prepared for you to head that way. Sugar,
I
yes?
just want to add the flavor of that. I type in a couple things on my arm Aether gear, and literally you hear a whirring, like some tailor's tools pop out of it, and literally craft the like it literally auto creates all of the turtlenecks that I hand out.
Alright, so you're all given pass without a trace to get through, seemingly, hopefully, undetected move throughout this station.
How dark is this? How dark is this network that we're currently in?
So it's pitch black. Every so often, every few moments, you get maybe a flash of red light. Otherwise, it's pitch black.
Okay.
So those with dark vision can seemingly navigate. Those without, you're kind of hindered. It's obscured for 6 seconds at a time, and you get maybe a flash to get where you're at.
I have a flashlight. I would like to turn it on, and again, that will just be with a couple buttons, and a light shines out of the palm of their hand.
All right.
As you do you shine it in anyone's particular direction, or are you just kind of shining it into the dark?
Shining it into the dark.
Okay.
So you make your way through. Oh.
Athena kind of gets up close to you, and for a second the light bounces off the back of her eyes and then back forward again, and it's just two kind of silver glowing eyes essentially for a second before she corrects herself and backs out of it. You got a lower setting for that.
Unfortunately, it's just kind of like a push button, so I don't have a way to do that. I have specialized too. I could do that, but then everyone else would still not be able to see.
Right. I'm more concerned about the covert element here. I suppose
turn
we'll
it
have to
off.
see.
And I'll turn off the flashlight, and then I will blink sideways, and when it comes back up, I am going to have glowing red lights behind my eyes, and I would like to activate my thermal vision.
Okay. And so you all decide to make your way following the path towards Lab Station Gamma.
Hearing Athena say covert, I want to pull out a couple glow sticks. I have 5 of them. Well, I have 4 now. I guess the one I broke earlier probably doesn't work anymore. So I'll just pass out to anyone who wants them.
And I believe glow sticks last 30 minutes at a time is what I have.
Yeah, probably. But hey, it's better than nothing.
And
It
I have 4 as well, so you can just kind of go through them.
So you make your way through the eerie space station, which is quiet. Not just lack of noise from speech or people. You don't even hear the sound of engines roaring, electricity surging, hydraulics pushing. It's quiet. Then every so often you hear the sound of metal bending, creaking under pressure. The sound of drips of water, and other times dense like oil. And then you hear a scream. Then, suddenly, someone help, please! Before you look to see where it's coming from, and you see a cave-in of debris. Across every path, you hear noises, creaking. Every so often, as you get closer to Lab Station Gamma, you start to see bodies. Security. Citizens. And a few lab technicians. Though all you see is burned remains of sorts. Some corroded acidically. Others seemingly impaled and pinned to the wall. Whatever has made its way through has left none. And finally you pass the area that approaches the wing that says Lab Station G. Parentheses. Gamma. At the end of the passageway, you see a faint white light coming off of a double door, large hydraulic press doors, similar to the one to the atrium. This seems to be your way in.
I think we might be here.
Is the door locked?
Do you try to open it?
I'd reach out to it.
I catch Sugar's hand, and is there a window or something to the door to the lab?
Not that you can see on this side. It seems to be a solid metal corridor and this large metallic door.
I forgot to write it down, but I definitely wanted to buy it. I wanted to get the little mirror thing that you can like stick under a door. I forget what it was called.
I forgot what it's called too. Pocket mirror?
I don't have the sheet, but I
But
guess
you-
I didn't write it down, so it doesn't matter.
You have the mirror?
I want the like corner mirror, so you can look under.
Alright, so yeah. You have the mirror, so you're trying to get a view into the room of sorts?
Yeah, under the door if I can.
Alright, and you notice this door is not one of those other ones that seem to be sealing rooms away. It just seems to be just a secure door. You try to slide it through, and it's not easy to slide through. It's a very small space. You can hear it kind of scraping against the surface of the material. But you're able to kind of get an angle through, and immediately you hear the crunch of the glass as something seems to have smashed it.
I'm gonna one at a time, very quickly to everyone, because I can't do it to everyone at once. Telepathically say something's behind the door.
I think we should maybe I know that Adrian and Jim got pretty hurt. Should we maybe try to give them a minute to catch their breaths?
I don't know how safe it is to stay out here for very long.
Athena's just going to look around very quickly. Are there any vents?
Immediately on this side, you don't see any vents, just the door, and then you hear, who's out there? On the other side of the door.
Security.
Security's all dead.
Well, clearly not.
And then it's quiet. Which officer are you then?
I'm just gonna go up to the door and say, Tenement and Diamond, private investigators. I'm gonna slide our business card under the door.
Yes. And investigators, too.
You're not part of security. We're not letting you in. You might be one of them.
One of who?
I'll reach over and give guidance to Athena.
Alright. Athena, you have guidance?
I think I could help here.
Clearly you're concerned with the current state of the situation. So are we.
And then you hear, somebody get the preaching torch. We're welding the door shut.
Hey, wait.
Hurry, open it.
Wait. Hi. Listen, I'm sure you know who I am. It's Hayley. I am very famous on Instagram and whatnot. And listen, I just really need to get into this area. So if you could please, just please,
Hey,
let me
Haze,
and my friends.
Wait, weren't you supposed to be? You were part of. You're with Varix. Was Varix supposed to escort you here?
Oh, yeah. Him.
Is he not with you?
He is not.
What about the other guards?
Okay, so they're not here either.
We were attacked and we made it out, but they didn't. Can you please open up so we can have time to heal our wounds and rest, please? Pretty please, I'm begging you.
It's quiet for a moment, then you hear as the hydraulic release and the door opens. As you see an individual, humanoid, lab cloak. To most of you, this means nothing. However, for Adrian, you recognize this person. You feel attached to the feeling of the vision before. You feel the love that was there. And then you see the look on his face. Are all the guards that were with you dead?
You're Terrence. Oh no. Listen.
No.
No. We don't know.
I told him to stay here. No.
I know.
No, he can't be. He can't be dead. And you see him kind of clutch his lab coat in his pocket. And he pulls out and he just... And he turns around and just slams something on the desk nearby and just walks deeper into the room. And you see the little square, the cube, the velvet case. Then it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter at all. And you see a few other people in here. Maybe 4 or 5 lab technicians mostly. 2 civilians, heavily injured.
Hope might not be gone. I don't feel them anymore, but after we were separated, I could still feel them, and there might be a chance. I don't want to get your hopes up, but
Athena just walks in front of Sugar and just is just like, shut the fuck up.
Doesn't matter. If we do this, everything will be better. That's it. It's the only way now.
What's telling you everything will be better? I've heard something talking to you. I think I saw something. I think I may have seen Terrence's memories, a vision of his future. I don't know. But I saw here and I saw something saying that we're going to do better. This will make it better. Was that you?
That's... Did he tell you about our talk? Before he...
I saw it.
We were almost done. It was it. Just... last days of testing, and then... we had to go planet-side.
Testing what? Almost done what? You've talked about something that you were working on, but what exactly was it?
Doesn't matter, right? Corporate secrets Be damned, right?
Well, if it can save us, if it can
It can't
potentially
save
the
anyone.
planet.
Project Moonfall revolutionized the world, they said. The Aether generators on planet side, they're good, they're sufficient. But we thought we could be deities and take the energy from the moon, harness it, create sustainable energy for the world. It had more power than we thought.
I want to kind of guide him, them. I'm not sure the pronouns.
Him.
Him. Thank you. I want to guide him to a chair if I can, and try to sit down with him, if he'll let me.
Yeah, he's shook enough where he's not
Yeah.
resisting anything.
I'm just gonna kind of crouch down and take his hands in mine and say, "That energy was no one's to take."
Yeah, we found that out.
Listen, I think something showed me this. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you had your hand raised.
Keep going.
I think something showed me this to... I don't know why, but... What happened? Do you know anything about a forest?
Forest?
After I saw that earlier, I saw a forest, and...
No.
If I saw a vision, then that means you're still gonna go planet side. If it was connected to Terrence, if it was connected to that. I'm very conveniently leaving out that it was of someone dying, but... Listen. I did not tell you this. Terrence had the same... He was saving up for the same kind of box.
That explains why he kept working overtime.
He would want you to be okay. And I'll just kind of pat him on the hand and look at Jim and just go, kind of as I'm walking back.
Yeah. I just don't know what we're gonna do.
We're gonna stop it. We have to.
Okay. And then you all hear hard banging on metal. Same door you came from.
Is there like a view screen that you can see out into the hallway, through the panel on the door or anything?
There was. They broke it. You keep hearing the banging, and then... Somebody in... Is anybody in there? Of a voice seemingly you recognize.
I run and open the door immediately.
Wait.
Can I insight check real quick and see if I can tell?
You can.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
I
As
don't even
Sugar is
think,
running.
I just act.
No, you're good. As you're running to the door, I just
Yeah,
wanna...
I'd like to insight as well.
That's a 14.
That's a natural
Yeah.
one.
As it's happening, do I need line of sight to telepathy, or can I try to make contact?
Line of sight is needed for telepathy, yes. For the the species feature of the Parvu, it does need to be line of sight.
Oh,
Okay.
I have an idea before I open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point at the door, tap, and use my message talent to try to connect to Terrence to see if that's actually them or him, and say, "Is that you? Are you out there?"
Who's that? Just let me in.
I open the door.
And as you open the door, you see before you Terrence, but body clad in this dripping black ooze, right hand wielding this corrupted, blackened trident, moving along the ground, dragging it as oil marks are left. You feel the radiant energy as behind it, 4 digital aberrations follow behind. And then you see his partner. Terrence! You're alive!
No.
And you see Terrence. Yes. Now is the time. And then we can be together. And then you see as the technician runs to the panel, flips a switch, and slams his hand on the command button. And you see as this wall opens up, revealing space before, staring at the moon. This black spot pulling further and further. And then you notice as it separates from the moon, flying towards you. You feel the space station shake as massive creatures start to collide with this space station. You see debris being ruptured from it. Everything starts to shake. And all you hear is Terrence's voice. We have begun. We are the fallen. And the shaking becomes so violent as you hear explosions all around. The room starts to crumble. You feel as if you're having trouble breathing as the vacuum of space seems to be reaching for you. The blast doors try to close, but creatures collide against, preventing it from fully closing. It becomes harder to breathe. You start to lose your sense of vision. And you fade in and out. I do need everyone to roll me a con save. Did anyone roll 18 or greater?
I rolled a 20.
I rolled a nat 20.
I rolled a
Mine
nat
was
20.
Effective 20, but
We've already got that 20.
For those that got 18 or above, everyone else, you lose complete consciousness. As you start to find yourself moments bleeding in and out as you're seeing debris fall around you. Sugar, Adrian, and Athena, you are free falling from this low orbit space station down to the planet. Around you, you see Jim falling unconscious. Haze descending unconscious. Lockfrey falling unconscious. The rate of acceleration is violent, painful. Athena.
As we're falling, obviously there's some flailing around. I'm going to try and get some control whilst we're falling. I've got to basically plunge into a internal pocket of mine. I'm going to pull a device out. And I'd like to cast conduit-wise, Featherfall.
On how many people?
As many as I can.
I believe Featherfall at... What level do you... I think you were doing first degree, which means...
Yes. 5 creatures.
So, which of the 5 do you try to help? There.
Because there's 6 in the party.
real quick, as Athena is doing that, I want to kind of try to use my. So, Elliot, please. I have the slow fall ability. So you see Adrian kind of take a stance that's trying to slow him a little bit. It only lets me reduce my fall damage by 5 times my level, so I only reduce it by 20, but it's better than nothing.
Slow fall
I would
require a
also
surface?
like to activate my aether-filled lungs to also craft the first level featherfall.
That will do
Alright.
it.
So you start to slow your descent several miles above the ground. You wait as much as you can as it gets further to ease it as best you can. However, the descent starts to burn as your consciousness is fading in and out. And then you see something odd as something else falls from the space station. You see a familiar trident being wielded by an ooze knight flying through the sky. And as they descend, their trident being returned to owner through the abdomen. And you see as this oozeling stabs Jim and continues a descent violently towards the ground. As you all slowly fall, making it to the ground, some of you unconscious, the rest of you exhausted enough that you start to fade. However, as you all fall unconscious in this forest, you all look up and you see the sky darkened. Night has come through the brightest of days. And Adrian, you're the last to fall unconscious as you look up. And you see the body of Terrence impaled on a tree branch, bleeding ooze. And the last thing you hear before fading out, Gavin, I'm sorry. And that is where we end tonight's chapter of Nightfall.
Fucking hell.
We're gonna go around the room. Everyone give a quick outro. Who you are, who you played. Starting with Adrian.
Hello, I'm Carly, and this is Elliot being a problem, so sorry. And I played Adrian Calacatta, the soon-to-be very angry Malaydite animist.
Lockfrey.
Hello everyone, my name is Beau. I use they them pronoun, and I played Lockfrey Tenement. Feeling real bad right now.
Athena.
Yeah, hi, I'm Isla Phoenixova, who plays, Athena. Ecodian Maldian, Shinobi. Brain's a bit blown.
Sugar Diamond.
I broke the world. Oh, shoot. Oh, god dang it. Hi, I'm Crimsin Galaxy RPG. That's Crimsin, Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. Separate the rest with underscores and you're golden. I'm so stun locked after my rehearsed bit that I'm not even gonna. Okay, I'm gonna be in a game on Wednesday over on the Lost Caravan, CBR plus PNK. I'm gonna be playing a sniper called Eyes. That should be fun. But yeah, I was playing Sugar Diamond today, and this was intense.
Haze Hayley.
Hey, I'm Steph. I played Haze Hayley, a human Zodian, blessed by the flame.
And Jim.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cori. I use she, they pronouns. I played Jim Calacatta, twin brother of Adrian, Maludite vanguard, who was impaled by his father's trident.
And I have been the Storyteller Jay. This has been the second chapter of Nightfall, an anime adventure using Deep Breath, the retrofuturistic urban fantasy role-playing game setting that's anime, manga, and Japanese role-playing game inspired, where magic meets technology. All of that can be found on the website at deepbreathrpg.com. Dropping that in the chat. If you want to follow updates, you can follow all that at deepbreathrpg on Twitter and Instagram. And be sure to check out the website. Put in your email, because we'll be sending out some sample copies of adventures in this wonderful setting, where you too can experience what happens when magic meets technology in the most anime style. Thank you all for watching. This has been a wonderful experience. Stay tuned for next week, where we pick up Chapter 3 and see what happens after night has fallen. Thank you so much. Stay casual.